Dean, and welcome to a special edition of Tales and Tips. I am so excited to have with me today Kelly Ott and Dean Dodd.
Hi.
Hi, welcome of Shower Laundry Shuttle. And we are going to be talking about an amazing group that is helping so many people in the Modesto area and has also been a strong inspiration for many nonprofits in our direct community. So excited to have you guys here today.
Thank you.
And I am going to refer to, I know you're in process of transitioning your name, but I am going to refer to Cleansing Hope because so many people know you as that.
Right.
And I love that word, that term, because it has the word hope in it. And what you're doing is bringing hope to people that have nothing or have lost everything, and they need hope and inspiration and support to be able to find their way back into society.
Yes, exactly. Our one of our phrases is we restore hope and dignity to those in need.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So let's go back. You shared with me earlier that you've been doing this since 2016.
Yes.
Let's talk about how this started.
All eyes on me. Well, a while back, we noticed that there was a shortfall, people in Modesto not getting access to showers, to regular hygiene. And so we just got this crazy idea to go mobile, to be able to bring the showers to the people, because one of the common denominators with people that are living on the streets is no transportation. And so obviously they have a bicycle and they have access to city transportation, the bus, but if the only showers are on the other side of town, it just makes it almost impossible to get to. And we looked throughout all of Modesto, and there were only two places that you could actually feasibly get a shower, and that was at the Modesto Gospel Mission and at the Hague and Bavarian Salvation Army shelter. And both of those happened to be on the east side of town. And so if you were on the west side, the south side, the north side, you were just simply out of luck. So we targeted those specific areas and went to them aggressively with our mobile shower unit. We started in July of 2016, and we hit the ground running, expecting to produce about 200 showers, I guess, a month, and we ended up coming closer to 500 showers a month. Once the homeless realized they could trust us, that we were just there to help, they really embraced us. They really appreciated that we were doing it with them as the center of the focus. In fact, we built those buses around their needs, around their safety, around their privacy, just truly designed around their needs. And so we also provide underwear and socks with each shower, which is one of the essentials that we said, if we can't provide this, what's the sense? Because I know for myself, being a former homeless man myself, I would just keep on trucking. If I can't have access to, or I don't have a spare change of underwear or socks, I'm just going to wait until another opportunity arises to shower. So we made that a mandatory part of our ministry, and we were a little worried that we weren't going to have enough to go around once our numbers started escalating, and we are so blessed to say that the Lord has provided through the kind people of Modesto and abroad who have donated to us in kind donations of socks and underwear, which has made us be able to actually meet the need, and it's been great.
Awesome. And when you talk about restoring dignity, a lot of the frustration from people looking from the outside at the homelessness, people that are homeless are saying, well, they can just get a job, they can do this, they can do that. But if you're not clean and you don't feel good about yourself,
Right.
you're not going to be able to
Seek
out those opportunities.
Right, and that was one of the reasons that we incorporated so many benefits with our showers. There's a shave station for the men in the back so that they can get the scruff off. There's we have clippers so that they can give themselves haircuts. And again, although we provide underwear and socks, so that clean bodies, need to have those clean unders on, a lot of them will go ahead and bring their clean laundry, or they'll visit a clothing bank to be able to have that change of clothes. When we first started, we only had one bus. And we soon found, back to the restoring hope and dignity, is that a lot of our guests would sit and wait for 2 hours for a shower. And we realized very, very quickly, when our numbers exceeded our expectations, that having one shower bus wasn't going to do.
Right.
And so we were able to get another bus, and we converted that into showers as well. So each bus has 2 showers. So we're hitting the streets, Modesto, with 4 showers, Monday through Thursday.
When did you get the second bus?
It was approximately a year after we
Yeah.
launched.
Yeah.
We started we started seeking another bus and fundraising to be able to secure it, and doors just began to open once we set our sights on it. We just realized we can't stay here, even though Modesto's a small town in the overall grand scheme of things. When you look at it, it's got a pretty enormous homeless population. So we were just making a dent. We weren't making a large impact. And so by bringing on the second bus, we truly have seen, and we have quite a following. We have a lot of love from the homeless population. I mean, if you would ask them what's probably the most valuable service provider within Modesto city limits, it's Cleansing Hope, it's the shower shuttle, it's the laundry shuttle. I mean, we're meeting a practical need.
A huge need.
Absolutely
A really
essential.
critical
We all
need.
take it for granted, and we just don't realize life doesn't go on if you can't change clothes and get clean. If I had to go to a funeral, let's say tomorrow, my grandpa's funeral, if I'm stinking from 4 days, I'm just not even going to show up. And unfortunately, a lot of these people, they disconnect from the rest of their family or the rest of society because they know that they feel like maybe they are a part of this underground leprosy colony, you know, and they just unclean, stay away. And they just, when they get a reclusive like that, they're not going to be looking for open doors. They're not going to be looking for opportunities for employment or reuniting with family or court dates.
Even getting food or clothing if they don't want to connect with people.
Right.
And you mentioned leprosy, but and we think of that and with some humor, but at the same time, sanitation is a huge part of medical wellness as well.
Correct.
And if you're not having the ability to have routine hygiene, you're going to be subject to multiple physical ailments.
Exactly. Yeah. And so, that's it exactly. And it's not just, I mean, yes, we're meeting the practical need, but Dean touched on it as well. They've learned to trust us. We meet them where they are. We don't judge. We don't make them jump through a lot of hoops. We don't meet them with any kind of anything other than just acceptance where they are, offering them what they need, finding the need and filling it, and then just encouraging them to go from there.
Wonderful. And a lot of people also from the outside don't realize, so you mentioned that there's 2 facilities already existing in Modesto, but they also don't have the ability to meet the capacity of how big the need is.
Correct. Yeah.
Let's talk about, can you share with us some of the statistics in Modesto about the approximate number of homeless?
Yeah, they just did a point in time count, but
There's a point in time count. I think it's around, they say around 2,000 that are actually that they can account for, but but we know there are many others that slide under the radar or just intentionally disengage because there was actually a point in time count yesterday, and some of the questions were quite intrusive. And just overhearing them as they were interviewing some of the shower guests that were also, we collaborate with the local church, Davis Park Church of Modesto, that they feed them and offer a clothing bank as well, and they were in there kind of interrogating them just with these questions. And I can just tell you that a lot of people don't trust, and as a result of that, they're just going to be like, I'm not a number, I'm a name, and if you can't acknowledge me as that, you're not going to count me. And so I know that the number is far above that. I can say that as for us, we have showered, because we do keep track. We keep track in order to know how much we operate through propane is what heats our water. And so we kind of tally up the shower count in order to know when to stay on top of when we have to go refill on propane and how many underwears we've went through and all this and that. And so we have produced over 25,000 showers in the 3 years we've been in operation.
That's wonderful.
It is amazing.
It is amazing. And that's awesome. And 2 things that you touched on that I'd like to go back to, because I participated with the point in time count. I've gone and done vaccines, but I'm thrilled to hear that Modesto opted to do that this year, because as a group, at least for San Joaquin, we opted to keep it as every other year because of how labor intensive it is. But I agree with you. Some of the questions people may feel are intrusive, and it's hard because to be able to qualify for certain grants and federal
They have to,
funding and
yeah.
such, they have to know certain details, and it's difficult, and it's, we need to find somewhere to meet both sides. And one thing that you also mentioned that I think is really valuable, and thank you for sharing this, is that you mentioned that you were homeless as well. And I think that that gives you a different perspective in doing this and a way to relate. My husband is the past director of Gospel Center Rescue Mission in Stockton. And a lot of their faculty are people that were once homeless for that same reason, because you need the understanding to be able to connect with people, because if you don't have their trust, you could be doing amazing things and it's not going to matter.
Right.
One other thing too, coming from that background and knowing that we didn't want to be avoided, we wanted to meet the need. And so we made our vetting system or our process of registration with us very simple. We do have a sign-in waiver. It's a smart waiver platform. Very, very basic. Name, age, phone number if applicable, no address needed, and then just consenting to an electronic document. But during the sign-in process, this waiver on this tablet snaps 3 photos during the sign-in process. And the reason being, and we let them know that up front before they sign it, that this will take a photo of you. We're just a small church. We're not affiliated with government in any way, so that they know their information is not being shared. But we needed a leg to stand on as well. And so we knew that we were going to encounter people who did not have identification. And theft is very high among the homeless population. People's backpacks come up missing all the time. And we didn't want to be there being that hard line saying, I'm sorry, go apply for an identification, and when you come back, I'll give you a shower. We wanted to meet their exact immediate need. And so we kind of found a way around it through this platform that takes 3 photos of them during the sign-in process. And they're comfortable with that because they know that, that again, we're not sharing their information. It's very basic and very not intrusive whatsoever. And so they're quite used to sharing information, because wherever they go, if it's a food pantry or whatnot, they kind of have to share information. But if they have an ID, that's great, and they can access services at multiple places. But if they don't, some places are excluded. We didn't want to be that way, and so.
And have you found that other services want to connect when you're at locations to be able to help people with food or clothing or other things?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Collaboration. We're big on collaboration. In fact, most of our locations, we want to get this right up front. We knew that if we were to try to target parks to hook up our shower facilities, we would get pushback from the adjacent neighbors saying, not in my backyard.
In the city too.
Yeah, in the city. And so we partner with existing nonprofit and service providers, churches that have the needed elements in place. We have to have water access, clean pressurized water, and also a sanitary sewer clean out where our return gray water goes back. And that way, we're not limited on capacity of how many showers we can produce in one day, nor are we a hazard on the roadway. Because if I was carrying 400 gallons of water on my bus and someone stops at a yellow light in front of me, my brakes wouldn't be equipped to handle the stopping distance. And so there was a lot of forethought went into this. It was just an idea whose time has come, and we do believe that we are making a great positive impact. And then I'm sure we'll segue into the laundry. That became an obvious no-brainer. It was just like, we like to say, we have a little catchphrase, we say clean, because clean bodies need clean clothes. And so we just realized that was just one more piece of the puzzle, missing piece in restoring this hope and dignity.
Wonderful. And are you able to assist people at all with any aspect of housing or jobs or any connection to other services besides what the nonprofits you work with offer?
Well, what housing? I mean, when it comes down to it, there really isn't
you.
any affordable housing available. We do know of the up-to-date service providers. A lot of them have fallen off the radar because of lack of funding and whatnot. But truly, it's kind of word of mouth. If someone got a room available, I'm always being asked, do you know someone? I've got an income. I want to get off the streets, and there's just really not much available.
Yeah,
So
and
we do partner with other service providers, and we are we are open to allowing other service providers to come and collaborate with us on scene, on site. Like, for instance, the point in time count went yesterday to Davis Park Church, knowing that the shower shuttle and the services they provide at Davis Park was going to be a pulling power that was going to bring
Great.
the homeless there.
People
And there
would
was
be there.
50 or 60 that came through, and they were able to accommodate them. And
Great.
Yeah,
Great.
and because we're already collaborating with a lot of with the service providers that are already providing services for the homeless, one of our places on Wednesday on the west side, they also do Bible studies, and their mail service, and they have coffee and pastries and things like that.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and then at the Salvation Army, right across the street from Interfaith, which does clothing,
Yes.
and they do lunches, and they do food pantry. So there's already, like Dean said, there's a lot of word of mouth. Everybody knows everybody, and we're just that extra piece of that puzzle that's adding to getting them better up and out of their situations.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And how many people, and I know there's no data on this, but how many people that you visit with routinely do you think are willing and wanting to move up and out of their situation?
2/3,
Yeah,
Wonderful.
I say
at least
80%.
2/3.
And see, I think that's really important to share that, because I think the percentage is that the homeless are just all drug addicts, and they want to stay like that, and they want to live off of the government and such.
Unfortunately, the media likes to, seems like they like to find the worst case scenario and then really focus in on that. I was watching a news broadcast the other day, and they were talking about the shopping cart cleanup, and the folks that they interviewed almost couldn't even make a sentence, and it just was so unfair. It's just not a fair
not a
depiction.
real picture.
It's not.
And the other thing to me that's valuable that you already mentioned is that there's no affordable housing. I can tell you in Stockton that routinely there's less than 2% of the housing available. Stockton was just awarded a grant through the governor to set up for another 100, and that still isn't going to meet the need, but it's something, and we need more affordable housing. It's there. When people go through programs, there has to be somewhere that they're able to live and function when they're off the streets.
And what we really want to do is put a face to the homelessness. On our website, we're really focusing in. We write blogs, and we're just showing that there are people out there who look exactly like you and me, who just have a different place where they place their head at night. There is zero difference, and so when we can kind of realize that everybody's level and we're all just trying to lift each other up, that's where the beauty of the community comes in.
And I'm going to take that a step further and say that could be any one of us if we lose our job unexpectedly and we don't have savings or family to rely on.
Yes.
Or something else happens to you physically and you don't have disability insurance. You could be on the street faster than you think. And I don't think people realize that. And I don't think they realize how hard it is for some people to be able to come up with first month's rent, last month's rent all at once, and especially if there's children involved.
Correct.
Can we talk about families with children? I'd be interested to know maybe what percentage of people that you see maybe have children,
Well,
roughly?
thank the Lord, most of those are able to access services a little better than those who don't have. There are some that have children living in their cars that aren't accessing services at, let's say, the Modesto Gospel Mission or what have you, or they aren't getting temporary housing at motel rooms or whatever county provided. But we're happy to say that the numbers of children that we service are much lower than we'd anticipated.
Good.
We stockpiled underwear and socks for the little ones as well. And we are relieved to say that those numbers are very minuscule, and we're glad for that. And I think part of that could be that we are operating during school hours, and so there could be some that are truly, in fact, homeless, but they're in school. And we'd love to be able to somehow be able to meet that need as well. And we've thought of that, like possibly adding an additional service day, say on a Saturday or something, where they could actually come and get access to us, because we have had schools actually reach out to us and say, we've got children that aren't getting regular hygiene. Is there a way that we could partner with you? And we said, sure, we want to meet that need, but you'll have to bring them here. There's going to be some hoops to jump through. They have to have, then it makes it a whole different dynamic, liability wise. They'd have to have a care provider or someone
willing to be
someone
responsible.
from
They
the
were
school,
responsible
the nurse
adult
or something.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, one thing I will say about that we are seeing a lot of children's laundry being done through our laundry facility, because we have people that aren't homeless, quote unquote. They're just living in shanty conditions. They may not have access to utilities and or even machines for that matter, and so they come to us now and they're able to do these loads of laundry, which are then in turn keeping the kids presentable at school.
They're on the
So
cusp of being
I've got
homeless.
photos of stacks of folded laundry and proud parents that are now able to get their kids in clean clothes and send them on their way. Even if they have to sponge bath them because the kids are in school while the shower shuttle's operating,
But at least they can
at
have clean
least they-
clothes
yeah.
or clean.
kids are confident. Yes.
And the stigma of having dirty clothes, being a
Yes.
child who's hungry, and then having the stigma of not having
Yes.
appropriate or clean clothes. Oh my goodness, I can't imagine. So the laundry shuttle is just we're blown away by just how warmly we've been received
Yes.
already.
So let's before we jump into that, I promise. I know you guys are both chomping at the bit to talk about the laundry shuttle.
We're excited.
Let's talk about how many days a week you're providing showers, and can we list the locations?
Sure. The just go to showershuttle.org, and there's a printable, downloadable schedule there. But we are currently operating Monday through Thursday, and at 5 locations. And then that's also ingrained with that is also the laundry shuttle service. So it's a combination schedule of showering and laundry shuttle combined, and we are operating the laundry shuttle on Monday and Wednesday.
Wonderful.
We do have big aspirations to increase that work schedule. We are just at the point where we have to increase staff, because we can only do so much with our small staff. We're currently operating, we have 6 employees, and 2, with the 3 vehicles, we're at max capacity. We are prayerfully seeking that certain special perfect fit, that someone who could be that crew leader who could run a bus themselves and oversee a crew, as well as volunteers. Volunteerism is big with us. It's kind of the backbone of we need the community to come alongside us and to help us on this mission. It cuts overhead for us, and that's tremendous. We have to keep overhead down to continue as a small nonprofit, completely not funded with any government funding, only by the generosity of the citizens.
Wonderful.
Are we able to maintain overhead and budget?
And you mentioned showershuttle.org, and you probably have a donate button
Yes.
on that site.
Yes.
All right, and
And a
Facebook,
wish list, an Amazon wish list.
And-
Amazon wish list. Okay,
Yeah,
how about Facebook?
Our Facebooks are Shower Shuttle and Laundry Shuttle.
All right, and the laundry shuttle is new.
It
3
is.
weeks new.
3
Yeah.
weeks new.
So let's talk about how that started.
Well, in 2020, we started in the first week of January, and that had been a long journey. What happened was, let me go way back. Let me go all the way back to where we started having to kind of scold a few individuals who were taking the liberty of washing a few garments inside the shower. And we were like, no, you're breaking the rule. We're not making exceptions here. You're consuming more soap product and taking more time in the shower. We want to run a tight ship here, so no laundry in the shower. But it just kind of, boom, gave us that light bulb aha moment where we're like, wow, is it possible? We already had a bus that had been graciously donated to us by Bronco Winery that was just sitting with the tarp over it at the time. And so I started doing some research online. I found an outfit in Australia called Orange Sky Laundry. And we were inspired by their operation. And so we had just completed the completion of the second shower shuttle, and our work crew sat around jokingly over coffee and pie. We said, well, now what are we going to do? What's our next project? And I said, well, I'd always like to, it'd be neat if we could build a laundry trailer. And one of our builders said, well, we don't have a trailer, we've got a bus. And we laughed about it, but we started thinking then, and sure enough, we had a bus that had 2 rows of seats in it, and we decided, hey, we can do this. And we started brainstorming, and we yanked the seats out and just went into demo mode, and we built it from the ground up. Just
Wow.
we
Yeah.
invented. All of these have been
So you
invented.
created it. You
The
didn't even
showers
have a
and the laundry.
model.
Nope.
No.
Wow.
So we call ourselves the dream team.
That's awesome.
Because
I love it.
yeah, and it truly is. I mean, the amount of talent that's been brought together under one roof is outstanding, because this was not an easy project to be able to put an entire mobile laundromat.
And you did it yourself.
It
Yeah, we didn't have-
That's
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah.
So how many washing machines and how many dryers?
Well, we started with 3 washers and 3 dryers, and then because the drying time is a little bit longer than the wash time, we opted to add a 4th dryer in the equation. So we went with 4 dryers and 3 washers on the launch. In the very first week, we realized we had to take and remove a cabinet and add another washer. So we're in the process right now of retroing, fitting that, and adding another washer, which we purchased. And so we'll be 4 and 4.
Mm.
Okay.
And we are knocking out 20. I think our first day at the mission we did 20 loads. Our second week we did 24, and our third week we did 22.
22. Yeah.
And we are just, it takes time to do laundry, and so we're trying to find that sweet spot on how long is our workday going to be, and then just refining this as we're inventing this, as we're working out the bugs. We're learning shortcuts and ways to be more efficient. And so we figure we'll probably be able to knock out 30 loads a
30
day.
loads a day. Yeah.
Wow. And is there more room on the bus to fit more washers and dryers?
There's
or is
room
that
for one more washer, yes.
So-
so you
we'll
could
be-
have 5 and
And
No.
the
We'll be
generator-
maxed at
no,
4,
no.
4 and
Yeah, we'll
4.
be
I
maxed.
see. Okay.
Yeah.
But our generator can, and that's the thing about the bus too, is that we need no electricity on location. We have an onboard 20,000 watt diesel generator that runs really quiet, and it powers up all of our appliances.
And then our dryers are
Wonderful.
run on propane. So yeah, we're again, just like the shower buses, all we need is water and drain.
Wonderful. That's amazing. That's awesome.
What we like to say about our laundry shuttle is that the shower shuttle, again, it meets that immediate today need. But the laundry shuttle, we say it has long legs. And what we mean by that is that it's the gift that keeps on giving. A week from now, they're going to go into their backpack, or they're going to go into their drawer at home and have a clean pair of pants, clean shirt to put on, feel presentable, feel confident, and changing that self-image, kind of re-engineering their thinking, really, because what we find is that a lot of the indigent displaced on the streets of Modesto are in this broken cycle of going from one clothing bank handout to the next, and then they'll wear what they have until the next handout day or what have you, and then so they're dressing shabby, and if they come to the shower shuttle, praise God, they're able to get underwear and socks, new fresh underwear and socks, and have some dignity in that. But they're still feeling shabby outside. They may have just got a fresh shave, but they still know that they're kind of stale presentably. And so if we can just get them to live out of a backpack, if that's all they've got, if they can have a couple pairs of pants, 3 pair of pants, some shirts, some clean unders and stuff, and follow us and get that regular hygiene, they can be presentable. They can walk in that door with confidence saying, I'm the man you want to hire.
Definitely.
Versus, I know I'm not, if he hires me, he's going to start smelling me, or I'm going to, yeah. And so it's just a piece of the puzzle that, again, it's going to be baby steps, but we're bent on it. We know we're making a difference, and we believe that there's potential out there.
There's huge
untapped.
potential. And not only are you making a difference in Modesto, but you're paving the road and you're setting the path that other organizations are following in your footsteps, and they're taking the cookie cutter that you have created and morphing it to what works in their area.
Sure.
Well,
yeah.
let me just pause this right there and interject this, because it wouldn't be fair if I didn't. Back in 2015, when I got the vision to start to do mobile showers, I Googled, and the only thing I could find was Lava May, which is an outfit in San Francisco. And Lava May was with Denise Sandoval, was the first who did inspire us. And so we were inspired by Lava May, and we took the bull by the horns and just, we actually went over and visited them, seen their operation. And so they inspired us, and now we've been blessed to be successful and inspire others. And so we want to see it trickle
wonderful.
outward.
Definitely.
Definitely.
That's awesome. That's huge. And so go back to kind of some of the rules that you have in place. How long is a shower? And with the laundry, what are people allowed to wash? Are they allowed to wash bedding? How much clothing?
Sure.
How much stuff can they bring with them?
So I'll do the shower since you asked that first. What they're allowed to do is they have undress and redress time, but our showers are on timers. So when they push the button, they get 6 minutes of water. Now, if they turn that handle off, like let's say the ladies want to shave their legs or whatever, that timer still keeps running. So they've learned that they can do a shower, shave their legs, condition their hair, whatever they need to do in the 6 minute time frame. And then there's undress and redress time. So with the 2 showers on board, we're able to produce 10 showers an hour. So if we're on site for 5-6 hours, typically 6 hours, we could potentially do 60 showers. Our max amount of showers was ever done on site was 63. Most of the time we're right around in the 40 range per day per bus. So that's a significant impact right there.
That's huge.
Yeah.
So the time they're in the showers, between 12 and 15 minutes usually is the turnover.
And now for the laundry shuttle, we have measured baskets. We are, because we're morphing, our workflow is morphing, and this is what we had to do with the shower shuttle as well. We're going to incorporate a scale into the process because sometimes the clothes are wet, sometimes the lined jeans, and so we're going to incorporate a scale. But we're not at this time doing bedding. These are nice, large, full-size machines, but they're not the big laundromat commercial washers. So in order for us to do like a big, heavy sleeping bag or big, full-size quilt, that's just not going to be able.
It just takes longer drying time.
Yeah.
And if we commandeer a dryer for an extended drying
2
time,
hours,
then somebody else, then we're not as efficient for the rest of the crowd. We want to find that sweet spot to where we're
Help
meeting
as
the
many
need.
as possible.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And like the other day, a guy came, and he had a sleeping bag, and it was a big one. And he said, "Could I do this?" And I go, "Man, that's going to really max out my appliance." He says, "Well, you don't really have to wash it. It just needs dried because of the dew from the night had made it really, really quite moist." And so I was able to throw that in there, dry it up. He was happy as a lark because he was able to go and be about his way and not have to worry about that being cold that night. We give them 1 load of laundry per day. So if it's they are wise, they'll laundry with us on Monday and Wednesday. And so in theory, they can do 2 loads a week, which is more than one person traveling light on the street needs. If it's a couple, they get 2 loads. If it's a family, they can get 3 loads or whatever. We kind of feel it out. Again, we're trying to meet the need of the entire community or the population of people in that area, in that side of town that we're servicing that day. So we're not going to let someone just come up with a hatchback, pop the back and say, "I'm here, you're going to do all my laundry." It's just not going to work out that way. We're here to meet everyone's need and be fair across the board.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
but I mean, in a load, I've done 4 pairs of jeans, the shirts, the underwear, the socks, and even a jacket, and it washes and dries just fine, and then they're on their way, and it's nice.
Awesome. Excellent. And you mentioned earlier a winery that had donated one of the buses. Did you want to give a shout out to some other organizations and some locations as well?
That was Bronco Winery. The locations that we partner with are the Cross Point Community Church, Davis Park Church of Christ, the Modesto Gospel Mission, the Bavarian Salvation Army, and the Vine House.
The Vine House on the west side, yeah.
That's who we partner with currently. We have been propositioned by neighboring municipalities. We've had Turlock reach out to us. We've had Patterson reach out to us. We've had Riverbank reach out to us. Some folks in Oakdale have reached out to us. Empire. Here's the thing. We have a 4th bus now, so we have the 2 showers. Our shower buses are also named. So we have Grace, which is our 1st bus. Then we have Mercy, which is our 2nd bus.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then we have Faith, which is our laundry bus.
Beautiful.
We have another bus that has been donated to us by the Salvation Army, and we want to name her Hope. And she also has a wheelchair lift, so she will be a shower bus. waiting on God for the right timing and for the resources to be right, and to have, again, we're looking to hire that other certain someone that's going to complement the service we provide, and our staff, our crew. And then when the time is right and we're able to build this, Lord willing, we're looking to take this countywide and not just be citywide. We want to be able to take this one bus and use it as a commuter bus to go to different locations.
Yeah.
And we believe we can work this laundry bus more than 2 days a week too.
Yeah.
We really want to use these tools we've been given.
Wonderful. That's amazing. So if anyone listening or viewing wants to donate, volunteer, is interested in being an employee, how do they reach out to you?
Sure, they can always contact us on showershuttle.org. All of our contact information comes to both of us. And then they can find out more about our needs, things that we need. We have fundraiser events on there. We have our Amazon wish list is on there.
Yeah, and our phone number is 209-496-4894.
Wonderful. And let's talk about some of your fundraisers. What do you have that's coming up?
Oh, well,
We don't have any.
well, no, I do actually.
Do we?
Yeah. I'm not even sure which church coined this, but they coined a term called Undie Sunday.
Yes.
And so the churches will fundraise for us with in-kind donation, and what they'll do is they'll donate underwear.
Wonderful.
And so I have the benefit, the privilege of going to Vibrant Life Community Church in Modesto this Sunday. And they're going to interview me for 10 minutes during their service, and then they're going to donate the underwear that their congregation collected, and they also assembled hygiene kits.
Wonderful.
So yeah, so every the shower guests get a hygiene kit once a week as well, which is the basic toothbrush, toothpaste, things that they need. That's also on our website. A little hygiene kit assembly. Yeah, and then some of our other fundraisers that have happened in the past, we've had motorcycle clubs, we've had pulled pork fundraisers from Geneva Presbyterian. Yeah, and so none of these fundraisers were organized by us. Most of them were
That's
people.
amazing.
Yeah, were other organizations who came alongside and said, "We like what you're doing. We want to support you."
And
That's awesome.
we're definitely open to
Oh, yeah.
organizations, businesses, churches doing a fundraiser for us, where we can pull pull our vehicles there and give them open tours, and we just don't have the time to spearhead fundraisers when we're out here boots on the ground making a difference. And that's what we're called to do. And so we aren't good at fundraising, we're not good at marketing and branding and all these types of things, and so we're just out here serving, and that's what we're called to do. And
That's
we're relying
amazing.
on God truly to bring in the increase. If the wheels are going to keep rolling, it's going to be the community and God.
And what's amazing to me about what you said, and I'm sure the community organizations that are helping have realized, that when you're helping people, there's going to be less issues with vandalism. There's going to be less issues with other problems. I serve on the board for our city county emergency food bank, and we were having a lot of issues with people trying to break in and such, and the policies have changed. We have a new CEO, Mary. She's amazing, Mary Lucerno. She's phenomenal. And when she came on board, she allowed for everyone to be able to get food if they were in need, as long as they were a resident of the county. And that's made a huge difference with problems that we were having with just vandalism to breaking in to other issues, people just hanging out, and lots of problems have gone away because we're helping those that are in need.
Right.
And I'm sure that organizations in Modesto have realized also, if we're making a difference in helping people improve their lives, there's going to be a lot fewer problems.
Correct. Yeah, the ripple effect of the kindness and the compassion just does keep going.
Definitely.
We like to say that helping the homeless helps us all.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It really does. When people feel better about themselves, when they have an outlook, they're not so dismal, and they're complete, their disposition on life is negative, then they're going to leave a trail of trash and whatever behind them. Like, for instance, with going from one clothing bank to the next, you go and you get this spare change of clothes, and then maybe they just discard it on the roadway. So that's why we're trying to interject the laundering service and changing the mindset so that there won't be less of this litter, less of this debased mindset that is just plaguing our community. And we know there's chemical dependency out there. We know there's mental illness out there. We encounter it daily. But we're just trying to insert our lives in again, it's engagement, it's relational. When we get out there and we become friends with, we pray with our guests, we are Christians, and so we're not ashamed of that. We don't push our faith. We don't require that a person hear a sermonette in order to get services. We just love everybody the same. And but yet they see that in us, so that we're not there to guilt them for how they ended up in the position they're in. We're just there to give them that hand up, because that's what we are. We're a hand up ministry. We're not. There's a lot of handouts out there, and that'll go so far. But I think
that was one of the reasons that we'd really like to increase our volunteer pool of volunteers, is because engagement is so important. We want to be able to take the time to just sit and talk with someone, just sit and listen to someone, to sit and celebrate with someone, to sit and pray with someone, to cry with someone, just to listen, to become that person that they can trust. And we look forward to seeing them, and we also know their names, and we notice when they haven't been there. And that's huge when someone walks up and I'm able to say, hey, how you doing? I haven't seen you for a minute. What's been going on? And they know that they can trust us enough to sit and talk with us. They're going to receive the services. There's no condemnation, and it's just an amazing thing. So when we have more volunteers, we're less busy doing all of the tasks that need to be done that go with the showers and the laundry, and we're able to actually just go out and engage with them and make them part of our community, create a community for them. And also our volunteers, we want them to be sensitive to that too. We want them to be able to come out and meet these people that they might not have otherwise met.
Awesome. Can you share, you mentioned a couple times the Amazon wish list. Share how they would look that up and maybe some of the items that are on there.
Sure. And so it's under, you're quizzing me on something. I'm sorry, I haven't gone back on it for a while, but I believe it's Cleansing Hub Shower Shuttle.
It's showershuttle.org.
On the Amazon.
It's on our website.
Okay.
Perfect.
It is on our website. And the things that are on there are underwear and socks. That's what's on there.
Hygiene kits,
washcloths.
There's a hygiene kit assembly PDF that they can go, and they can, if they're head of a team that wants to know what components are necessary, the guidelines are what we want.
Yeah.
It's all right there. There's PDFs for downloads for a fundraiser. There's PDF downloads for Undie Sunday and a Sock It To Me type of sock drive. Socktober. We had some kids do a Socktober drive.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to mention was with the way that people discard their clothing or whatnot, and when they're no, that's not. I forgot what I was going with.
That's okay.
I have questions about the shower.
I wanted to mention
Go
with
ahead.
the success rates. We don't collect a lot of information, so we're not giving any feedback indicators to any Big Brother or any type of. We're not getting funding stream from any group above us. We're just this little church, but we don't really have any way to really gauge the success of some of our guests, other than we find out maybe this person had a life change moment in the shower, and they decided, I'm going home. I'm tired of being down here in this place with all the whatever that's keeping me down. I'm going back to mom's in Oregon, or I'm going back to Michigan. They had that aha moment, or they do get a job, and they land a job, and then we no longer see them at the showers, and we're just like it's a mystery. And then we find out later, oh, he's accessing services at the shelter now. He's made that step up from just this debased, stuck in this web, to now he's there. The street team. There's this group that goes around and they clean up the streets. It's a nonprofit called the Street Team. They go out and they clean up our neighborhoods, and they get a small stipend of a Walmart card, I believe it is. But they have this self-esteem now that changes, because now they're applying their hand to something, and so they're going around with these trash picker-uppers.
They're making a difference.
They're making a difference, and they're feeling better about themselves. And so we no longer see them at our shower shuttle, but it's because they made the transition from the tent city into the Salvation Army, or the new county built low barrier shelter there on 9th and D Street. And now they feel better, because now they have a shower. They can shower when they want to, and so it's just baby steps. It's just what it is. It's baby steps. So we do have success stories, but oftentimes for us, unbeknownst to us, the success is that we don't no longer see them on the streets
right.
anymore.
That they don't
That's
need
exciting.
us anymore. Yeah, it is.
So going back to that needs list, you haven't mentioned things to me that are involved with the shower. Like what about shampoo or soap or
So
detergent
We
for
have
laundry or towels?
Yeah.
We
Yes.
have an all-in-one product that we use, a liquid detergent that's on a wall dispenser in our shower. So we don't need donations of the showering product. Go ahead with that.
so EO Products is our supplier, and they contacted us. Dean had gone up to do some fires up in Napa, and they contacted him while they were there and said, "Hey, we really like what you're doing, and we'd really like to be your corporate sponsor. And would
Aw,
you like to try
wonderful.
our product?" And they have just been such a blessing. They worked with us, we worked with them, and a supply of what we need for the month shows up on our doorstep. And so
Wonderful.
that is so beautiful because we
That's
don't have to
huge.
worry if our shelves get bare, because they don't. The other thing, laundry detergent. We haven't really had to have an ask for that because we've been blessed with that. But there's going to come a time when laundry detergent and dryer sheets are going to become something that we could definitely use. So a buy one get one, a buy one give one. If you're at the grocery store and want to pick up a gallon for yourself and a gallon for us, we're always willing to accept that too.
And liquid, so you want
Liquid, it has to be
Okay.
liquid. Yeah, our machines are high
efficiency, yes.
efficiency liquid.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And
Our-
what about towels?
We use a certain size towel. We go with the smallest towel that actually works to dry the guest and for the laundering purposes. When we launder at the end of the day, if they're the big jumbo size beach towels, we can't feasibly do a good size load. The numbers don't line up. It just takes too much time. So we have a certain size towel, which is kind of hard to locate. We get them usually from Walmart, and they're scarce on inventory. But we're kind of okay on towel. We have a
We are.
good supply on towels. Our biggest pressing need is men's underwear in the medium size, in a boxer and a boxer brief, and women's small panties. And those are the biggest need we have. We are currently very blessed with socks. The holiday season has been a great blessing for us. Some churches did some undie Sundays and sock drives, and so
That's awesome.
we're busting at the seams with socks. In fact, we are going to actually bless an outfit up in Sonora called Give Someone a Chance, who's also doing mobile showers, and then Mary with Showered with Love in Stockton. We're going
Yay.
to bless her with some socks.
Mary is a good friend. She's amazing. They'll be
She
here
is.
shortly,
Awesome.
in a short time from now. But yes, and you've been a great inspiration to Showered with Love. And I didn't realize until you were here in the studio today that it was the same wonderful organization
Yeah,
that
thank
she's
you.
been telling me about. And to me, that just brings it full circle and just makes it so much more meaningful that you're changing people's lives every day and you're giving them hope. And I love that you've named the buses and the buses that you've chosen. And you mentioned that the fourth bus has a lift. So does that mean that all three of your shower buses have
Yes.
a lift and they're
Handicapped,
Yes.
yes.
Handicapped.
Handicapped
Fully
accessible,
ADA
yes.
wonderful?
That was tremendously important for us. We do have people who are out there in wheelchairs who don't have the benefit of a shower. And so we wanted to be able to, instead of saying, "I'm sorry, we can't help you," or drive across town to our other bus, our buses have lifts for the showers, yeah. And then in the laundry bus, we're the ones that go up in the laundry to access the machine. So they come, they drop off their laundry with us, they sign a waiver that is giving us permission to do their laundry, and then we go ahead and process the laundry and then get it back to them, and they can fold it and be on their way.
And what happens, so I know you mentioned that they sign a waiver. What happens if they say that a garment was lost or damaged or stolen or something like that?
Sure, that's all on our rule and our waivers. They give us permission, and we also ask them to turn out their pockets. Make sure your pockets are turned out, because we're not responsible for electronics or money or medications or anything that might possibly go through the washing machine.
Wonderful. And anything else that you'd like to talk about that we haven't covered, or any other organization that's helping you that you want to give a shout out, or people that are helping you?
We have an ongoing relationship with Shelter Cove Community Church. Big Valley Grace helps us on occasion, and we have a partnership with Davis Park Church, and then Cross Point Community Church. These are like all close friends in this. One thing that is often probably failed to be mentioned in this is we would ask for prayer. We are in the trenches, and there's a battle going on. I would say we have an unseen enemy, and he is very persistent on keeping these people down. And so we are we're piercing the darkness, if you will, and he doesn't like us making inroads into his territory. And so I know that it ruffles feathers. People don't want to hear of that element, but I'm not. I'm quite convinced that we see and we encounter unseen forces every day that we go out there, and so we believe in prayer. And so we would ask that those who believe in prayer would blanket us in that coverage.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The first 4 months that we went out in our own strength, and we flamed out. I mean, we didn't quit, but we got tired. We got very, very tired, and we realized that we couldn't do it the way we were doing it. And so we make an effort. We pray before we go out, but we also pray, individually. We're on our face, and we really want to make sure that we're within His protection and His provision before we ever decide to go out and try and serve. It's the only way it works.
We want to do what we do in love. We don't want to just be a service provided or service provider. We're out there trying to be Christ's hands and feet. We want to be and represent Him effectively, and the only way to do that is to have a great disposition. And it's hard when you have entitlement that comes and hits you broadside with some, or you feel you build rapport with this individual, say Joe Schmo, and Joe Schmo then decides, because he's an opportunist and he's in survival mode, he thinks your head's turned, and now he steals 2, 3, 4 pair of underwear all at once, and you catch him in the act and say, no, Joe Schmo, put that back. And you have to do that with tact, because if you embarrass someone, then they get offended, and now it's harder to win them over as a friend. We're just out there making friends.
You're juggling. You're walking a tightrope every day.
We're a
and
bridge.
We have to do it in love.
Yeah, we're a bridge. We're benefited to have the opportunity to know the administrators and the people that can help, and we also know the people who need the help. And so we're a bridge. And it's
wonderful.
Nice.
That's awesome. And you're changing lives.
Yeah.
So let's share your information one more time. Go ahead and give your website, phone number, Facebook pages.
Sure. So our Facebook pages are Cleansing Hope, Shower Shuttle. Oh, I'm sorry. We did change that. Yeah. It's Shower Shuttle and Laundry Shuttle on Facebook. And our website is showershuttle.org. And then our phone number is 209-496-4894.
Wonderful. Awesome. And I encourage anyone that's viewing or listening to donate to this ministry. You guys are doing amazing things throughout Modesto, and you're inspiring others to be able to do amazing things. You're providing a path.
And here's one more last thought. Here's a way to get involved, to get interactive, to kind of just take the initiative on your own, obviously using discretion and being safe about it. But on our website, go to showershuttle.org. And there's on the schedule link, you can download the schedule. There's a printable schedule. You can download the schedule, and it'll come out in 8.5 by 11. But what we do is we go in the printer settings and we downsize it to a small, like 4 by 6, and then we'll print out 4 per page. And we'll take the slicer and we'll slice them up, and we'll have these small little handout size schedules of the laundering service and the shower shuttle combined. And it gives a person who wants to, who maybe is tired of the stigma to just stay away, unclean, and just maybe you're willing to, again, with discretion, engage with a homeless individual and say, do you know about the shower shuttle? Do you know about the laundry shuttle? This is a good way to get clean at no cost whatsoever to you. And I mean, we have a great reputation with the homeless on the street. So I had some showered with me just yesterday. I'd seen them for a long time. They're standoffish. They just never approached us. But the ongoing reputation of, man, are you kidding? You're not getting a shower from the shower shuttle? Because it's such an asset to their daily life. And so
and the hygiene kits too. And I know lots of people in the Stockton community that routinely make the hygiene kits
for Mary.
And for Mary, or just in general on their own. Sharon Benninger goes out and gives hygiene kits. Yeah. And to me, again, you're giving someone dignity, and you're making them feel that they matter.
Yes.
And to me, that's critical. If anyone is going to improve from their situation, They have to feel good about themselves. They have to believe in themselves.
Exactly. Yes.
And you're giving them hope.
Thank you.
And just repeat the names of your 4 buses.
Sure.
Grace was our first bus, Mercy is her sister, and then Faith is the laundry bus. So we have 2 showers and laundry, and then Hope will be the
Yeah.
next
Hope is
gonna
our
be in
hope.
the future. And I'm
Hope is
sure
our hope.
sometime this year, with all the work that you're doing and the people in the community that have already embraced you, and hopefully through this you'll get more people supporting you
Yes.
and be able to have hope be a reality sometime
Thank
this
you.
year. That would be
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you both for coming here from Modesto and just sharing all the amazing things that you do. Any particular story that you want to share? Or talk about what you've seen, how you've seen people change because of what you're doing.
Well, it always is good when you see someone take the initiative and literally start to make different life changes and make moves in the right direction. And it's through encouragement. You know, just you got to tell them, how do you eat an elephant? You do it one bite at a time. You know, it's baby steps. You got to start making moves in the right direction. If you keep on doing what you've been doing, you keep on getting what you've been getting. And through just, you know, I mean, time and time, you know, encouragement and engagement with people, you'll see people, sometimes it sticks, and sometimes through circumstances, they just have to get fed up with the current situation. And when they do, it's that moment, and they decide, you know, for instance, we had Robert and Crystal. This goes back to our very first day in service with Grace at the Vine House. The very first day, mind you. This guy, Robert, he came, he got a shave. The Modesto Bee was there. They did a story. He was actually in that video and in that write-up. He was shaving and being questioned by Deke Farrell. And then he went on board the bus, he showered, and he looked at himself in the mirror and he said, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of being out here. I want my own shower. I remember what it was like when I had my own shower. And, you know, and that's what it takes. You know, life is an uphill climb. And I tell them sometimes, you know, hey, when the alarm clock goes off, you got to get up. You got to get up. If you got an employer or a family or a utility bill depending on you to get up and go to work, you got to get up and go to work. And I think that sometimes when they just have been dysfunctional so long that they just get stuck on this treadmill and this hamster ball, and they just don't see the light of day. And so that's what we do through engagement. We encourage and you know, hope and dignity to those
That's
in need.
beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing all of your words of wisdom and your motivation and your energy, and it's contagious. It's wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Julie.
All right, and with that, I'm going to sign off. I am the voice of San Joaquin. You are the voice of San Joaquin. We are the voice of San